We have an interesting new release to talk about today. This is the Fuzion Textured Chrome Gel release. So it is 8 colors here, and included with the bundle is this tool. So it's got a wax dotting tool on the one side, and then it's got like a silicone tool on the other side. First thing, I just want you to see like the texture of this. Like this is thick, but it also has a lot of different kind of texture with the flake in it too. I just had a lot of fun like playing around with it here, but I thought the best way to demo this would be to kind of like scrape it across a clear thing here so that you guys can see how much depth and how much colors these products have to them. Now, when I first saw these, my immediate first thought was, are these tack free? Because if they are tack free, this is just going to open up so many doors to different nail art that you can do, and they are tack free. So this is number 2 here. This is kind of like a champagne-y rose gold. Number 3 is this like beautiful, like shimmery, purpley pink iridescent color. I absolutely love this one. I was having so much fun just kind of playing with the different textures and seeing what I could do just with the silicone tool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else I can kind of come up with the different other tools that I have in my collection. This number 4 I think is going to be a staple for Christmas and winter nail art. I think it's going to be so fun to add like snow to your designs. Same thing with this one. Number 5 I think is going to be another staple. It's just that perfect gold champagne-y color. Think like New Year's nails, or even adding like gold flecks to different nail art designs. Number 6 is like more of a bronzy color, a really good staple neutral color. This is a really cool one. This one is number 7, and it's got like a purple iridescent look to it too. Actually, it's more like an oil slick. I don't even want to say iridescent. And then number 8 is more of like a mermaid type of blue color. It is really neat as well. I had a lot of fun just kind of playing with these and seeing what kind of textures I could come up with on my small little palette here. Now, if you guys have tried these, comment below. Let me know what you're doing with them. Tag me. I would love to see it. But also let me know what you guys would do with these if you haven't brought them in, and which color you're kind of leaning towards to try out first. I think the white one is just going to be great. So this product is very, very cool. And the first beginning of this video, we're just going to play around with these products. We're going to kind of see how they move. We're going to work with the different tool that is provided. And I am going to show you guys some kind of demos that I came up with along the way. But first, we're going to prep our tips here. We're just going to use some of the Gel X primer. This is going to act as like a sticky sided tape. So it basically replaces the need to actually file the nails. So first up, I'm going to take this color and we're going to spray it with a little bit of alcohol, because I was super curious to see what these were going to do with alcohol. And a complete side note to what I'm talking about here, but Fuzion has a YouTube video up that goes through more of like the behind the scenes of kind of like creating this and why they did it, and some tips and tricks for working with it. So definitely be sure to check that video out, because it is very informative. But I definitely wanted to play around with this like in my own studio, sitting down, kind of manipulating products here. So as you can see with the alcohol, it does kind of thin it out a little bit. So it would be a little bit easier to kind of paint it on if that's what you're going for. But I really wanted to play with the texture of this, which is why I decided to use that silicone tool and kind of pat it on. I just kind of wanted to feel what it was going to feel like when you did this technique initially. Next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to see what this was going to do with gel. So we're going to take some of the Fuzion Fortify Construct. I really like the formula of this and the consistency of it. It's a really nice thin, but also stays where you put it gel. So I thought it would be really good to work with. Now you can see me there trying to make the brush work. Getting this product out with a brush was not very easy. So the actual like pointed end wax tool is what works the absolute best in my opinion for taking this product out of the container. And you're able to get smaller quantities out if you use that waxing tool, which is nice because a little goes a long way with this product. I found that I was taking way too much product out of the container, and I was trying to find ways to like make and use it up on the nail, but a little bit goes a long way with it. So I'm just trying to see what kind of consistency I want with this. And when I posted a short form content on this video, I had a lot of people asking if you could paint on with this product. So I definitely wanted to play around with it. And so far when I was painting with it, it creates like a nice thin layer. So it would be a great product for like working with press-ons or just adding a little bit of glam to the nails as well. I did end up removing the design there that I had put down just because I kind of wanted to play around with like more of a stippling motion and create more of a texture to the nail than just painting it on. So my product is still uncured here, but I decided to go in with the silicone tool and I just kind of wanted to burnish it into the nail just to see what sort of effect that would give to it as well. And it gives a really cool effect to it. I like that anything that I'm kind of trying with here still leaves that texture look to the nail. I did take the wax end and I just kind of swirled it around too. Like that's something you could do with this product as well. But ultimately I wanted to see what sort of texture I could create with it. So this design that I'm working on here ends up absolutely ridiculous, but the whole point of what I'm showing you here is just to show you that you can create different textures, you can create different depth, you can do some layers with it. It's a really fun product to work with. I've personally never worked with anything like this before. So I did cure it and I'm just showing you guys here like just how rough it is. I end up being like a little bit more rough with it to see if it's going to end up staying where I put it, and it was pretty neat. The nice thing is that it cures tack free as well, so you don't have to go in and do a top coat over top of it. So after I cured it, I decided to do some layering. I did want to play around with some of the Après gel polishes that I had in, the glass gels that DK Beauty brought in, as well as the light and shadow gels. So I went down and put like a light neutral down first, and then I'm going to go in with some greens and some different shades of blue, and I'm just going to kind of blend it all together here. And as I was doing this, okay, originally you guys, I was trying to make this look like a stone type of nail, and then as I was adding more colors, I'm like, hey, that kind of looks like a world map with like peaks and valleys and mountains and stuff in it. I don't know, that's what my brain was envisioning, which turned out really cool, but it was absolutely nothing that I needed or wanted for what I was kind of playing around with here. I did go in and add some dark blue to try and see if I could, I don't know, salvage this nail. If you end up bringing in like fun new nail art with this, I definitely encourage you to sit down and do exactly what I'm doing here. Just kind of play around with it, create some nail tips, see what sort of inspiration hits. When I finished this nail here, I was like, well, that looks kind of cool, but it's also really weird. So I ended up like filing off all those lumps and valleys with it. And then I went in and did some stamping on top of it and top coated it. And this turned out really, really cool. Actually, I thought it gave a really neat effect to this design, but I did want to show you that like you don't have to file this off. You can get a really cool look with just playing with the manipulation of the gels as well. Now, tortoise print nails are really big in the fall time, and there's so many different techniques and methods out there on how you can achieve tortoise print. I really just like working with these brownie type of gel polishes and layering some different flakes and gels and stuff on top of it. And these particular chrome gels work so good for a tortoise effect because you can create that like texture that you can get. Sometimes you can create that texture for these designs with working with like foils or anything, but I really liked what this technique did by using these textured gels. So I ended up using the gold and the bronzy one and just putting them in the dispersion layer on top of that gel. And then I cured it and decided to go in and add some of these gold flakes that you guys see me add a lot of times in my videos. Now, probably the biggest thing with tortoise print nails is that you want to create layers. So you're going to be curing in between different steps, and you're going to go in and add different glass gels to create all that depth that you see. So that's what we're doing here. We're working with some darker browns, and then we're working with some medium browns, and I'm just trying to create the shade of color that I want for this design. You'll see tortoise print done in a bunch of different shades as well. So just kind of play around with it until you get the like shading that you're after here. This dark brown one and then the caramel one that I was using are probably my favorite so far for working with them. I did want to add a little bit more orange into it just to see if that would give it like more of like the ambery look that I was going for. So again, when we're watching this video, I am purely just playing around with products here. I'm just trying to see what type of looks I can achieve with it. So after I cured that orange, I'm going to go in with another small layer of this product. That's something that I really like about working with these textures gels is you can create layers upon layers upon layers, and you're not creating a lot of bulk with it because it sits so nicely. So I did end up adding a little bit of yellow just in the center of the design. That way it would look a little bit more ambery, and then I'm going to surround it with some dots of the dark brown as well as the orange, and I just kept going in with different glass gels until I was happy with how it looked, as well as like flakes and adding all those different layers. After I have all of the depth that I want, I'm going to go in with the Accent Shine On Top Coat. This is one of my favorite and go-to top coats if I've got something that's got a lot of depth because it is so shiny, but it's also going to seal in all of those flakes and everything really, really well. Next, I wanted to play around with these as if they were like a chrome product. So I'm going to go in and do a top coat down of Accents Shine On and then cure it. And then I'm going to take some of this chrome gel here and I'm just going to kind of, again, put it down on the nail. And you can see just like I put way too much on. You just really do not need much of this product. So instead of trying to like burnish it on, I actually decided to take like a little bit of sponge with some alcohol because I was hoping that it would kind of create like a liquid chrome effect with it. But what it actually did is it took a lot of the pigment away, but it left behind like this really cool like splotchy like sheen type of effect with it. And then I just went in with a brush and again tried to play around with alcohol and this product, but it ended up just kind of taking the product away. So then I just went in with like a patting motion and I was liking how it was looking with like this textured type of effect by adding the patting motion. I played around with a few different tools to kind of see what sort of look I liked with it and whether or not I wanted it to have like a really grungy look or whatnot. But when I was all done playing around with this product, I liked that it had like some texture to it, but it also looked a little smooth and I thought it created a really cool background to do some stamping on top of. Clear Jelly Stamper released some really cool products for Halloween, so this is just a quick view of some of the products that are released. DK Beauty has the majority of these in as well, which is really nice. We are going to use this plate here that you can see on the right hand side. I just think it is so adorable and I think it'll be perfect for like a little cute demo here. So I'm just lining up the images here, trying to see which one I thought would work best for this purpley type of background, and I ultimately really liked this moon and the spooky house. So we're actually going to work with some of the Clear Jelly Stamper glow in the dark products. These are the 3 products we end up working with on the left there, but they do have 6 glow in the dark stamping polishes. Now these are a little tricky to work with, so I'm going to give you some tips in this video. So we're going to start with our purple moon down first, and I did want to add a little bit of purple chrome on top of this. We're working with a beamy chrome, but I actually forgot at this point, so I'm just going to stamp this down, and then we're going to go in and do our black little outline shadow thing here and stamp that down as well. After I have that one down, I was like, dang it, I really wanted to put some purple chrome in. So that's what you guys are seeing me do here. However, I don't want that chrome to go on top of the black sticky polish, so I'm trying to angle my stamper to not get on top of that black as well. So for the glow in the dark polishes, they are incredibly sheer. So you do want to put like a base color down of the matching glow in the dark polish as well. So we're going to go in with Neon 1 down. This stamping polish stamps so well. Any of the neon stamping polishes from Clear Jelly stamps so good. So they work great for like backgrounds on top of this. And then I'm going to go in with my glow in the dark polish on top of it. So just those little dots are going to be glowing with this moon. However, if I was to do this design again, and if you guys take inspiration from this video and you recreate this, I would make that moon glow instead. So if you try that, definitely tag me on socials because I would love to see what it ends up turning out like. Now I am already doing winter designs and Christmas designs for my press-on clients, so I am going to show you guys a winter design in this too because one of the colors I think is going to be fantastic for winter designs. So we're going to start with a white base, we're going to cure that, then we're going to go in with a glass gel here, this really pretty blue one, and I put a little bit of the product on and then I just took my sponge to kind of like smooth it out a little bit, and this gave like a really cool sky effect to the nail. I'm going to cure that as well after I have it as thinned out as I want. Now, if you get one color from this collection, I would say get the white one. This one is going to be so versatile for winter nails coming up here. So wherever I have like my white tip is kind of where I'm going to create like my snow peak kind of going up the side there. And this is going to create a lot of texture and make it look like it's kind of like a lumpy snow walk, I guess. But I didn't want it to be like that lumpy. So I am going to take my brush here and just kind of thin this product out. And you can definitely see from this demo that you do not need very much of this product as well. So I am going to take it a little bit up the side here, but I do want to leave a little bit of that texture because it is a texture gel, and that was one thing that I was excited about with this is that we can create all these different textures which are so popular on nail designs right now. So as I have this like more smoothed out and looking the way that I want, I am going to go in and cure it. Now there are so many good winter stamping plates. This was a new release from last year, so we're going to work with this one today, and I really like this kind of snow scenery that's at the top. I thought it would work really good for kind of like the sky area of this design, so I'm just going to stamp that one down. But I did want to add some really cute trees, so I pulled this like kind of critter wintry Christmas type of plate. I'm going to use some white chrome on top of a second stamper to do some white chrome stamping as well. So we are going to go in with our sticky white polish, stamp that down, and then immediately go in with the chrome. Now the like white texture gel cures tack free, so you don't have to really worry about the chrome transferring. However, that blue Après glass gel, it did pull a little bit of that white chrome down, which I'm okay with, especially for a winter look. I went in and did about 3 trees down, which was a little much for this design, but it still turned out really, really cute. And I went in and top coated the entire nail, but you actually don't have to do that because the texture chrome cures tack free anyway, but I did, and then I went in and removed a little bit of it because again I was thinking, oh wait, I didn't need to do that. So this is the way that the little winter trees turned out. Such a fun design, and I am curious, how would you guys work with that winter gel besides creating a scene? I think there's so much you can do with it for different winter nails, and I'm very much looking forward to playing with it. If you guys didn't know, I do offer online nail art workshops, and this is my most recent one that launched. It is a Halloween workshop, so we go over 5 different fall looks as well as 5 different Halloween looks, and we work with a variety of different nail art. We actually work with some different nail art that I haven't worked with before, so be sure to check out my website and see what different online nail art workshops I offer. This is my 11th one that I have done now, so there's some really great things, and it is step-by-step, complete, whole bunch of really good tips and tricks. We also had a giveaway on my most recent YouTube video, so I'm just going to pick the winner here, and thank you so much for everybody who entered. Be sure that you're interacting with my YouTube videos because sometimes I even have secret giveaways. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Let me know which one was your favorite product from this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!